This week, I was very privileged to attend the annual service at St Bride's for journalists and other media workers who've lost their lives reporting on trouble spots around the world. For me, it was an inspiring reminder that even though we're quite a disparate industry nowadays, we can still come together to think about the things that matter in our trade. Channel 4 News international editor Lindsay Hilsum delivered the address, and while she talked about people like Mick Dean, the Sky News cameraman who was killed covering a protest in Egypt this summer, she also talked about the many citizen journalists, civilians if you like, who've lost their lives reporting on conflicts around the world. She pointed out that 85 citizen journalists and activists have been killed reporting on Syria since that conflict broke out 2 years ago. And without people like them, we never would have known about terrible incidents like the chemical weapons attack in Ghouta. Also this week, Press Gazette's continue to follow very closely the sensational developments in the hacking trial. A lot of the details that have come out so far have been more scurrilous and sensational than anything which came out in the papers a few years ago as a result of the hacking itself. I think one of the most sensational tidbits this week was the news that the News of the World paid a woman thousands of pounds to sleep with Callum Best, the grandson of the late footballer George Best, and that she conceived the footballer's grandchild the night before his funeral. We haven't seen an awful lot of coverage of the trial in the tabloids this week. Possibly that's because it doesn't show them in that great a light. And finally, this week I was at the Society of Editors annual conference, which was held in London. Again, not for the first time. The future of press regulation was the hot topic of discussion. From speaking to editors and publishers, I think it's looking increasingly likely that the newspaper magazine industry is going to defy the government, ignore the Royal Charter on press regulation, and go ahead with their own system of self-regulation, the Independent Press Standards Organisation. I thought the situation was quite well summed up by Daily Mail managing editor Robin Esser, who accepted an award from the Society this week, when he paraphrased Winston Churchill. He said that self-regulation of the press is the worst system there is, until you look at all the other systems that have been tried around the world and which have failed. For the latest on the hacking trial, press regulation, and everything else that's going on in British journalism, check out pressgazette.co.uk.